Perfect. So, how did it work in the Gold Museum for the ones that went there? Yeah, you just go coffee shop and you just slide in there. Yeah, it's not a problem. Yeah, exactly. And the bathrooms are clean. You don't have to worry about paying anything. No, it's a great trick. But of course, always invited to visit the Gold Museum if you have not visited it yet. And I'm going to tell you a little bit more about this place, which is wonderful. So, my friends, very welcome again to our free walking tour with Beyond Colombia. That is the name of our project. My name is Byron. Real nice to meet you. Not Brian, because the names can get confused very easily. Byron and Brian sound very similar, and let's face it, even in English-speaking countries, Brian is far more common than Byron. I am one of the very few, by the way, that you have here in Colombia. We are not famous, but we are few. So, group, can you think maybe of a famous place in Australia that shares that name? Byron Bay, yes, of course. Yeah, so you can always think about Byron Bay. Why not? We have some Australian travelers among us. So yes, you can precisely think about that. Many persons that have visited Australia. And there is a very famous poet, George Gordon. Yep. Lord Byron, so you can think about him as well. So group, first activity that we are going to do, we are going to take a family portrait of all of the groups involved. And after the count of 3, I invite you to scream, Chicha! With all the energy, Chicha! I'm going to tell you what is that. Don't worry, it's not about word, of course. It's actually something that can be consumed. So, okay, group, let's come in here. Some of you might know Chicha, what Chicha is already. Especially if you visited Peru at some point. So let's come in here. Perfect. So we are a big group. It's both Spanish and English, so we should get the attention of the bystander. Not too much people still, but yeah, we should do it with plenty of energy. Did you have breakfast, by the way? Hopefully yes. So you should have energy, right? Okay, let's put this in here. Yo era español también, entonces con mucha energía, con toda la energía. And a little bit more compact because I didn't bring my white lens. Okay, perfect. Thank you. Listo, grupo A. I'm going to count in Spanish para cuenta en español. ¿Va? 1, 2 y 3.
Chicha! Eso fue muy triste. That was very, very sad.
It was sad, according to Rafael. You see, yeah, come on. Let's put the emphasis on the chicha, okay? Like that. 1, 2, 3.
Chicha! Mucho mejor.
Yeah. You had it in you, I knew it. Yeah, it's just a matter of elevating that pitch of the voice by the very end. Chicha.
Byron, mandamos para qué lado.
Dime.
¿Para qué lado van?
Sí, vamos a hacer, pues que ahorita esto está lleno de camiones. Pero sí, va a salir así. Sí.
Entonces el grupo en español, vamos aquí por este lado, por favor.
So, okay, free walking tour in English. Let me just get my umbrella. And we are just going to move outside of this area into here. Okay? And look at this beautiful pollera, by the way. Look at this dress. It's with the colors of the Colombian flag. And our friend over here, she's promoting the Emerald Museum, one of the places that you can visit in this area, by the way. Tiny, but very interesting. Centered around this very iconic product of Colombia. Emeralds, gemstones. We're going to talk about those in a moment. So if you would like a flyer, be free to get one, just in case you want to visit the museum.
Gracias.
Invite my friends, we can place ourselves around over here. Hopefully no cars are going to come. And we have an area that has both shade and a little bit of sunlight if anyone would like to be under the sun. Also, piece of warning, the sun of Bogota is not for getting a tan. The sun of Bogota is going to give you a very quick sunburn because of the elevation. Let's see if you did the homework. What is the elevation of Bogota? Look at that, very good, very well informed. 2,600 meters above sea level, 8,600 feet, 500 feet approximately. So that makes it the 3rd highest capital of a country in the world. The first one, down to debate. If you ask the Bolivians, they are going to say that La Paz. If you ask the Ecuadorians, they are going to say that Quito. because technically speaking, La Paz is not the official capital of Bolivia. According to their constitution, it is Sucre. But of course, Bolivians are going, no, don't pay attention to the constitution. It is La Paz. We have the presidential palace in here, we have the Congress in here, so it's technically the capital, period. But the Ecuadorians are going to say, oh, no. Here in your constitution it says that Sucre is your capital and is lower than Quito. So take that. Quito is the number one in the world. So, depends on the viewpoint. The second one, overall, is still Sucre in Bolivia. And the third, Bogota. So, okay, my friends, very important information for this activity that now we are going to start. Number one, where are we going to finish? Do we return to the same spot? Nope, we are actually going to finish in an area closer to the main square, to the Bolivar Square, okay? Which is only 5 blocks in that direction. It is very close. So if your plan after the tour is to visit the Gold Museum or stay in this area, or you are going to be picked up over here, maybe you have a certain kind of transportation that is going to pick you up in this area, it is very easy to come back here in about 6 minutes. Again, it's not going to pose any problems. Number two, when are we going to finish? We are calculating to finish by 1:15 p.m. approximately. It could be a little bit more than that, depends on our punctuality, depends on the pace of our tour as well. Because guess what? We're going to have a nice stop in the middle of the tour, so you can have maybe a coffee, have something to drink, have something to eat, and use toilets as well. So of course we count with being on time when we meet back for the second part of the tour, okay? Number three, weather. Very welcome, my friends, to the wettest country in the world. Yes, maybe it doesn't sound like very good news, but well, have in mind that over 70% of our electricity comes from hydropower. So we do need that rain in a very direct fashion. We do need all of this precipitation, and luckily for us, we have the highest average precipitations all over the globe. Bogota is part of that statistic. It can rain for over 200 days in the year. Yeah, there we have it. The car. So let's come a little bit closer in here. It had to happen. But well, good thing that we were prepared. Still, not too much traffic in here, of course. And it's good that it's an electric car, by the way, so no fumes in here. So group, Bogota, of course, again, as I told you, is no stranger to those statistics. 200 days of rain in the year in the most extreme of cases. And we can have maybe in the list of cases of precipitation, approximately 120 days. So this is still a significant precipitation. Let's be mentally prepared that it could rain at any point in the tour. I cross fingers. I have an umbrella with a capacity for another 4 persons, more or less. We could accommodate it there, real nice and tight. But hopefully you also brought some rain protection. Maybe. It's possible that you check the weather forecast, because, well, typically your visitors from Europe, from the US, are checking the forecast maybe every half an hour, 1 hour, right? Yeah, exactly. I think that you are very into checking the forecast. We Colombians, we check the forecast at the beginning of the week, and that's it. Then we know that anything could happen. That's why a very well-prepared Bogotano must bring sunglasses, sunscreen, a raincoat, umbrella, just in case anything happens. Yeah. That's as unstable, as unpredictable the weather can be in different Colombian locations, okay? So group, questions so far? Nope. And number 4, also very important now to close this, security. How many persons live in Bogota? 8 million, very good. Who gives more? 11. Who gives less? Nope, we go with that. Very good, perfect, you got the numbers. For the city proper of Bogota, 8.3 million people. It is a sizable urban area. And if we count the population of all of the metropolitan area of Bogota, that number jumps to about 11 million people. So yeah, perfect, look at that. Okay. You must be Marcela, maybe? Yeah. Okay, very good. Yeah, very good. Marcela from Bogota, by the way. Oh, great. So you have it well. A little bit of cheating in there. No, you're joking. No, not at all. But of course, you wanted to give us precisely that information as a local Bogotana, and you are going to find out that Bogotanos, Bogotanas, and Colombians in general are welcoming, are hospitable, and they will go to the greatest lengths to provide attention, to help in whichever way possible to the foreign traveler, to our visitors. So group, with that in mind, large city, we have to behave like we would do in any other large cities in the world. London, Paris, Sao Paulo, Rio, Los Angeles, New York, you know that you have to take care in these large urban areas, especially with the external pockets of your jackets, external pockets of the backpacks, do not leave anything too valuable in there. Colombians love their gold, by the way, but it is pretty much impossible to wear your gold in public spaces. as my dad says, gold has too many friends, unfortunately. Yeah? So yes, we use that jewelry, that bling, in different special occasions, but outside you are almost never going to see a Colombian doing that, unless they are maybe a drug lord, or maybe they just run some sort of criminal circle and they are perfectly okay outside. But generally, we don't wear that much for on jewelry. So, still, I like to say that Bogota is no more safe or unsafe than any other large city in the world, so that you have it in mind. Questions so far? Very good, my friends. Let's enter now into what we came for over here, our city tour around the old town of Bogota. This one is a city that contains a very well-preserved area of colonial buildings. We are going to be walking mostly in that area. The name is La Candelaria, by the way. But since the beginning of our project, we have started just right here in front of this wonderful place, which is the Gold Museum. We are progressively going to make our way into that colonial area, but first we are going to enjoy these areas of Bogota that also actually have some colonial buildings, like the ones that we have in the distance over there, of which I'm going to talk about in a moment. Our project, like many other free walking tours, precisely exists. They can precisely extend over time thanks to your participation. Thank you for choosing us, by the way, for your experience here in Bogota. It is thanks to that participation, those contributions, that we keep on going, and hopefully we can receive more and more visitors, because Marcela is going to agree. We are more than happy to receive more and more travelers from different parts of the world. Something to which we were not used to until some 15 years ago. Because of, the difficult past that this country has had, we still have challenges to overcome, but it is getting better and better, and that's why you are here. And since the beginning of that project, by the way, as I told you, we have chosen the Gold Museum as the starting point because it is not just any collection. It is the largest collection of pre-Hispanic gold pieces in all of the world, by the way. Who has been to the Gold Museum already? I know, well, Marcela, of course, Marcela, as a Bogotana, it is actually one of the first field trips that you do as a student, right? I think that, Marcela, maybe you came when you were 11, 12 years old to the Gold Museum? Around that age. Me too as well, before 2008, when there was a massive renovation, by the way, of the space. And yes, it is a place that you should not miss. The price of the entrance, a mere 21,000 pesos, which is about €5, $6. It is quite affordable. Persons over 62 do not pay anything to enter there, by the way, have in mind that. And on Sundays, it's free for all. So if maybe you wait for tomorrow, you are going to pay nothing to enter this amazing collection, which includes these pieces. In the upper parts, we have the Muisca rafts, made of 20 karat gold alloy. Pre-Hispanic piece, remember, it is estimated that it was made maybe in the 13 or 1400s. And then we have in the lower part, the Poporo Quimbaya, which is made of 16 karat gold, and it is even older. It was made most likely in the 800s, 900s after Christ. So that's why this collection is so worth. By the way, does anyone here do not like gold? Someone would say, I do not like gold, Byron. I hate gold. That's terrible. It's very difficult to say that. Maybe I feel that maybe some of you don't like it, but feel embarrassed to say it. Why not? I love gold. I have to say it. I went to a gold mining area recently, and I bought the magnet with some gold flakes inside. It is the most that I have paid for a magnet, by the way. I'm not going to reveal the price, but yeah, it hurt a little bit, but then, okay, it's 24 karat gold. What can I do? And then I got a little small capsule with 3 gold flakes inside. And whenever I see it, I'm just mesmerized. When you see moving it in an oily solution, it's like, oh my gosh, it's amazing. No wonder so many human groups in history have been attracted by this metal, right? So, well, this is the place where you are going to see a huge amount of gold, something that you might not have seen ever before. We are talking about 6,000 pieces made of gold alloy, different qualities, and the overall collection is constituted by over 34,000 pieces. So again, it is one of those places that is hard to miss right here in Bogota. Today, the museum is open until 5 minutes before 6 p.m., so you are going to have plenty of time to enjoy it. Plus, remember that you have a great coffee shop in the lower part, a great cafe,